Good morning and welcome to Gray Man Walking. Today is day 92. It's 7 in the morning, 67 degrees. I've just walked out of earshot of the shelter and I didn't really look too far ahead. I'm pretty sure I'll be leaving Maryland today, but haven't quite formulated my plans for my next indoor stay or town stay or food or whatever. But take a break today. I'll study my far out app and see what I can come up with. All right, only one thing left to do. Let's walk. I slept good last night. I don't know if I ever told y'all how much I enjoy being in my hammock, but it really is comfortable. There was some section hikers that came in kind of late, by the time we were all going to bed. They stayed up for a little while, but they didn't bother me. Several other people camping around. They had some tent sites up on the hill and adjacent to the shelter site. Another beautiful day out here. It takes me about an hour to pack up camp in the morning. I usually get up at 6 and put my socks and shoes on. Usually have to go to the privy first thing. If it's not raining or dripping or wet at all, I'll take my tarp down first. I'll pull the stakes one at a time. I unhook them from the tarp. There's a elastic ring on the tarp that they kind of friction hook into. It's kind of like a hair tie for the ladies out there. But I'll unhook my stakes. I'll wrap the string around the stake, and then I'll hook that friction hook back into a little piece of elastic that goes between the string and the stake. After I do the stakes, I'll pull the tarp off and fold it up a little bit. Usually just lay it to the side until I get everything else packed in the bag. I'll take my quilt out of the hammock, put it in the bottom of the pack. Then I turn the hammock over and take the underquilt protector off. Whoa! That was a good close one. And underquilt protector and underquilt off, stuff them in the pack. Then I'll take the hammock down, stuff it in the pack. Usually I put my little clothes bag in next. That kind of holds things down a little bit. I'll put my electronics in next and fold my trash compactor bag over that to keep all that stuff dry. And then I'll put my food bag in on top of that. Close the pack up and the sit pad goes on top of the pack. And then I'll roll up my hammock straps, put them in a bag, put the tent stakes in on top of them. They go in the mesh pocket of the pack. I'll put all my spreader poles in a bag and they go down the side of the pack where people would normally put their trekking poles. And you know, I make sure I got my water filter and my toilet paper and all that stuff where I want it, so it's easy accessible. And by the time you do all that, about an hour's gone by, and I'll usually walk to the first level spot and then I'll eat something out of my fanny pack. That's kind of typical morning routine. All right, Maryland's in the rear view. I gotta say, Maryland was either sweet and cruisy or rocky. It was one or the other. Overall, though, it was nice state, nice shelters, privies, bear boxes, and bear hangs. They had everything the hiker needs. They wanted us to stay in the shelter site, so I did. But another thing about Maryland, seemed like for the most part we were walking ridge tops. We go through a downhill, cross the road, get back up, and then walk a ridge top for a good ways. So it was enjoyable, it was pleasant, a little less elevation than what we were doing, but had a pretty good day today. Had a pretty good uphill, pretty good rocky section, so they let us know they're still part of the AT, but overall, I enjoyed Maryland. All right, it's time to walk in Pennsylvania now. A couple other things I want to say about Maryland before I go too far. I thought it was really cool that they had that dedicated backpacking campground with flush toilets and showers. That was pretty nice. And also, the way they have their state parks located around the trail, I was able to get water probably three different places, which was very convenient. It's been some fairly long stretches here and there without water, so being able to get clean water out of the spigot was a big plus. So thanks Maryland for that. I've already seen a few campsites beside the trail in Pennsylvania, so they must not have any regulation against it. I'll wait until I see some trail rules somewhere along the way. A lot of times they have boards put up at roadsides where you can see some of that pertinent information. Haven't seen anything like it yet. Not sure if y'all can tell, but you see how the ground is opened up so far on the trees? That's the browse line. Pennsylvania is known for having large deer population, and they pretty much eat what they can reach up and grab. Okay. Another day is done. Did about 18 miles today. Staying at one of the shelter sites again. Stopped at a couple parks and picnic areas today and got some water. Got a slice of pizza from one of the other thru hikers, too. Another good day. Got into Pennsylvania. It's a fairly long state. Take a little bit to get through it. All right. You know what's coming. Tomorrow we hike. We'll see you then. Good night.